All right, good morning. Again, welcome to our Remine Pro for commercial agents. Remine Pro is a prospecting tool, but it's more than just that. It offers MLS use. It also offers customer engagement and much, much more. So you'll find Remine Pro inside of your Miami dashboard. It's this blue logo you see right here. And once you select Remine Pro, you will log in into the main page. I guess the idea behind this class is because we want commercial agents to also know that you can use Remine Pro for prospecting for your own commercial properties. Lots of residential agents are already using Remine Pro, and we want to bring awareness to the commercial agent to make sure that you guys know that you can use this program for your prospecting. So part of that class or part of this class is to teach you how to use Remine in general, of course, for commercial properties. So when you first log into Remine, you're going to log into what they call the daily dashboard, which is like a home page, right? So this is the daily dashboard inside of Remine. If you look on the lower left corner all the way down at the bottom of the page, you will see your name. And when you select your name, you're able to click on settings to set up your account. All right, so there's no need for us to log in because we've already, logged you in with a single sign-on through the Miami dashboard. However, you can always come here and you can upload your photo. So it is available on all reports that you do inside of Remine, or each and every time you decide you want to share, property information with a customer. And then right here, you have the account information. There's the MLS email and MLS phone number. You can click on edit account info if you want to edit that information. All right, so right here we have our display preferences. I am with the Miami Association of Realtors. So what company are you with? What is your license number? How would you like to display your name, your email address, your phone number? All of this can be edited by selecting edit on the upper right corner, which is a blue link. Then we have a social profile. You guys don't have to build a social profile, but if you want to, you can. And for example, my social profile page is remine.com/RE/Robert Miami RE. You can always build this yourself, coming in here and then uploading your company logo, choosing a background image for your social profile, and then you want to come here to the welcome message, title, and message. You can click on edit on the upper right corner. You can add a welcome message to your social profile, add your title, which most of us are realtors or brokers or broker associates, and then add a message. So for my message is one of 4 Miami Association of Realtors, full-time trainers. And then there is the social media links. So these are my social media pages. And basically you want to click on edit. So for example, I don't have a YouTube link, so I can add that YouTube link by copying the YouTube page and then going back over here to Remine, clicking on edit, and then pasting that YouTube page there, and then clicking on save. And that's exactly how you would add all of your links, your Facebook link, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, and all the other ones that are asking you here. Okay. So that is your settings is on the lower left corner where your name is. Let's now go back to search and let's begin using Remine Pro. On the left, you do have search, which allows you to search for properties in South Florida, also nationwide. You do have saved searches, so you can save searches. You have carts where you can save a group of properties for prospecting. We have engage if you want to engage with your customers. You have chat, and then you have contacts. Underneath that, you do have Remind Docs, which allows you to sign documents electronically using Remine Pro. At the top, you're going to notice that we can search by address, by city, by zip code, by neighborhood, by MLS region. You can also search by school district. So if you're looking for a particular property that is in a school zone, you can put in the name of the school and you can search for properties in that school zone. Inside the map, you do have on the left-hand side all the prospecting filters. So we have property value. Property value is where you can ask the system to show you properties that are between a certain price range, or you can set a minimum or a max price range, and it will show you those particular properties. You do have home equity, so properties that have a particular amount of equity, you can target those properties. So from 0 to 250,000, and we have other ranges here. We have 1 million plus equity, or you can set a minimum or a max equity. We have ownership time, which allows you to target properties where owners have been there less than 5 years, more than 20 years, or you can set a minimum for the amount of time that the owner has been at the property. We have sell score, which is an algorithm built by Remine that lets you know whether the property is most likely to sell within the next 6 months, the best one being high. Whenever a property is at sell score high, that means that the property is most likely to sell within the next 6 months. It is about a 50% accuracy rate. We have absentee owner, and there are 4 categories in absentee owner. We have corporate owned, we have owner occupant, absentee in Florida, absentee outside of the state of Florida. All right. We have flood zone. We have building type, which allows us to select single family, condo, townhome, multifamily, or other. We have land use, which allows us to select residential, commercial, industrial, land, farm, public, entertainment, utility, or unknown. We have mortgage rate, which allows us to target properties that have, let's say, 6% interest rate or more on their mortgage. You're able to see those properties. We have mortgage age, which allows us to see properties that have a very young mortgage, like 0 to 5 years, or properties that don't have mortgages at all by selecting has no mortgage. We also have last sale price, which allows us to see properties that sold within a price range. So you can enter your desired price range to target properties that sold in that price range. We have distressed deals, again, broken into 4 categories. We have list pendants, we have notice of default, we have notice of foreclosure sale, and we have notice of trustee sale. We have cash buyers, which allows us to see properties that are purchased in cash. And then the last 2 filters. The last 2 filters are the only filters not included with your membership. So if you want to use these 2 filters, you would have to upgrade to purchase these filters. The first filter is the commercial location score. So this is going to allow you to see the location of the commercial property and whether it's 0 to 20% or 80 to 100%. It's basically a reading where it tells you if the property is properly located for, commercial use. And then the other one is the rent prediction model, which will tell you a property whether it rents between $5 and $10 a square foot, $10 to $15 a square foot, or all the way $30 to $35 a square foot, or you can put a minimum of, let's say, $45 a square foot, and it's going to show you properties that rent for that much. Okay, so I do have access to these 2 filters because as trainers, they've given us access so we can show you. All right, so we went over the filters that are on the left-hand side of the map because that is what our class is going to consist of. I will be showing you how to prospect using Remine. You also have MLS filters at the very top left corner where it says add filter. You can open that section and you'll see MLS filters for residential and commercial. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to select commercial, and then you have status, you have type, you have for sale price, for lease rate, you have for sale building size, and you have for lease space available. If you want to see more filters, you can always go to the upper right corner and click on advanced. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with a regular MLS search of properties that are commercial. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the filter and we're going to select commercial. Then we're going to select status and we want to look for active listings. So select active listings. All right. And then we're going to go back to add filter and we're going to select type. All right. And then you have healthcare, hospitality, industrial. You have land, miscellaneous, multifamily, office, public, residential income, restaurants, retail, shopping center, specialty, and sports and entertainment. I will tell you that Remine is working hard to improve their commercial filters. So please stay tuned. There are a lot of changes coming in Remine. Month to month, there's always some improvements, and we're looking forward to their commercial improvements. So right now, what we're going to look for is multifamily. Okay, so we're going to select multifamily, and as you can see, we do see results here already on the map. Okay, so we haven't used the map yet. I just want to show you how to add your search filters. So next up is for sale price. So let's go ahead and put a cap here of $3 million. Let's put a cap here of $3 million. So we do not exceed that price. And in the map location, all right, currently we're looking at 148 results. Okay, we're looking at 148 results. Now, you can always grab this and, browse through the map and land inside of the area that you desire to search, or you can tell the system up here, go to Hallandale Beach, or go to Aventura, or go to Doral. Okay, so it's really up to you how you want to use it. Do you want to tell the system to go to a particular city, or do you want the system, or do you want to control the map and ask the system to take you there? So here I am over the city of Hollywood. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and start to see if there are any multifamilies that are in the area of Hollywood that I would like to search. So for example, this area right here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and I will see that there are properties in this area, okay? And you're going to start to see the results on the right-hand side, okay? So on the right-hand side, you'll see right here, there is a result. There's a property listed at $1.8 million. There's a property here listed for $2.1 million. That's these two right there. So if I want to see 4 results, for example, see here, 2 and 2, then I can always go ahead and grab either a polygon, a rectangular shape, or a radius. In this case, let's go with the rectangular shape. And I can draw the rectangular shape, release it, and now we have here 4 results, okay? So let me go ahead and choose one of these results. And it's going to open up a preview page. All right. It's going to open up a preview page that's going to allow us to look at the property details. So here we have 1015 South 17th Avenue. This is in Hollywood, 33020. 9 days on the market, and the MLS number is provided. It says that this is a residential income property. It says the equity on the property is estimated at $1,127,000. It is listed at $1.8 million. It's 6,378 square feet, and the year built was 1945. You can scroll through the photos if you'd like by clicking on the photos and scroll through the photos. Notice on the upper right corner, you do have the ability to share with a customer via email. You can also save this property to your cart. You can message the agent, or you can print this report. Underneath, we have the listing details. So you have the remarks. This is a 12-unit multifamily property. You got the public remarks. You have the broker remarks, which are known as the listing agent remarks. And then you have showing instructions. You have over here the listing agent and the co-listing agent. You got the key stats on the property. All right, so the property is 6,378 square feet. That's the lot size. All right, that's the lot size. The actual building, for whatever reason, the MLS listing agent says that the building square feet is also 6,378 square feet. So we have doubts with that, right? We're going to click down here where it says see all. And we're going to see now parking, exterior, interior features, annual taxes. So in the year 2020, that was an $18,159 tax bill. The property was purchased by BND Property Holdings LLC. All right, and here is the tax. It is an absentee owner since it's an investment property. All right, so absentee owner, yes. We're going to click on see all right here. And if the property had a mortgage, then you would see the active mortgage on the property. In this case, there is no mortgage. You'll see right here net equity. Value of the property is about $1.1 million, and the net equity is about $1.1 million. That's 100% equity on the property. All right, you got sales trends. You're going to click here. And this is for commercial agents, sales trends powered by Moody. And you're going to see some analytics here. All right, so it's got a 5% cap rate. All right, 12-month rolling cap rate is 6%. 12-month rolling cap rate spread is 5%. And you have other numbers here on the right-hand side. You got total sales, 19, total sales volume, $418 million. All right. And this is for the market of Fort Lauderdale, Florida for the year 2021, quarter number 1. You got market trends over here, powered by Moody's Analytics. So you got more market trends. We'll wait for this. So asking amount rent is about $1,900. Effective amount is $1,842. That's a 10% decrease. You have a total of 5,419 units available. Net absorption is -5 units. Absorption occupancy is negative 10%. And you have 4,708 occupied units. And this is all for the Fort Lauderdale, Florida market, sub-market, East Hollywood, Hallandale, quarter 1 of 2021. All right. You got the commercial location score and the rent prediction model. Once again, these are two of the additional filters that I have in my membership. Not sure if you're going to have that unless you pay for the upgrade, but you're going to see over here that the Moody's Analytics score is 768, and then the rent prediction model, okay, you're going to see here that price per square foot is going to be between $25 and $27 a square foot. So when we start prospecting, I'm going to show you how to use that, but this building rents for about $25 or to $27 a square foot. Okay. So all the way at the bottom, so you got your property history showing you the active listing and the fact that this property sold for $1.2 million back in March. So they're turning around and selling it again for $1.8 million. So they probably remodeled the building a little bit, right? So you got your sales history and you have all property history down here. Okay, so more property history. Now, what you don't have in the commercial property, all right, which you do get in the residential property, is going to be the contact information for the owner. You just don't get that. You do get it, but in this case, the property is active. When a property is active, they do not give you the contact information to protect the listing agent. So unfortunately for this property, we're not able to see the contact information for the owner, but you will see it once we're looking at properties not on the market, okay? So let's go ahead and close this property out. And if you wanted to save this search, you can always click here, save search, and basically let's call it multifamily. Let's call it Hollywood. All right, hold on here. Hollywood multifamily. If you want to program an auto email, you can. You can type in here the name of the contact that you would like to set up an auto email for. So let's go with my favorite client of all time, Michael Jordan. So I'm going to select here Michael Jordan. And then basically, do you want to update your contact on a daily basis as soon as possible, weekly or never? We're going to go with daily. Do you want to receive a copy of the email? Then place a check here if you want to receive a copy, and then you want to save the search. This is how you program an auto email after saving the search. Now, you can save the search without programming an auto email. Okay, so when you click on Save Search, you have an option to either program the auto email or not. In this case, where we programmed an auto email. Save searches are located on the left-hand side. Now, these 4 properties, if you want to add them to a cart, you can simply by selecting all 4 properties on the upper left corner of this sidebar and then clicking on cart, and you will create a cart for those 4 properties. But I'm going to reserve the cart creation until a little later in class. So let's just not add these properties to our cart, okay? Let's clear our filters by selecting clear all filters right there, and let's begin a brand new search. So here we are once again looking at the map. Now I'm gonna go and move over to a different location. Let's put in Doral. Let's put in Doral, Florida. All right, select Doral, Florida, and let's now take a look. So this is the city limits of Doral, okay? And what we're gonna do is that we're going to use some of these filters. The first filter that I want to place is going to be building type. So let's go down here and let's select building type. Let's take a look here, building type, and then let's select multifamily, for example, okay? You can select multifamily. I'm gonna click on apply. And are there any multifamily properties in Doral? There are, okay? Now, you can go like this, or you can do this. Let's remove the multifamily, all right? Let's go over here to add filter, and let's go to commercial. Let's go to type. All right, let's go to type. And let's say we're looking for industrial. So we select industrial, and that's going to leave us with how many industrial properties in Doral. There are 1,912 industrial properties in Doral. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to start prospecting. So there's 1,912. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit on the map. All right, so make sure that we know where we're searching. Okay. Well, we actually haven't told the system where we want to search. We're just looking at Doral. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and draw here, say a rectangular shape. And let's draw a rectangular shape like this. All right, that's the area, the general area that I want to look at. So now we have 1,010 industrial properties in this area right there. All right, so you see them over here on the right hand side. Now, if you want to figure out how many of these properties have 100% equity, then we're going to go and we're going to select mortgage age, and we're going to select has no mortgage. All right, and you're going to click on apply. Out of 1,010 properties, you have 635 properties where it's 100% equity on their property because they do not have a mortgage. Okay, if you want to then figure out of these properties how many owners have been here less than 5 years, then you're going to select ownership time, and you're going to select 0 to 5 years. So we're combining has no mortgage with 0 to 5 years ownership time. You have 121 properties. Now take a look. There are some properties that are active. If you want, you can now say, show me expired listings. So you can go here, click on add filter. You can click on status and then click on expired. So you're going to look over here, you're going to select expired, and now we're going to see only the expired listings that fit that criteria. So we have 4 expired listings here that fit that criteria. Those are expired listings where the owner has 100% equity and has been at their property less than 5 years. All right, so if you're prospecting and you're trying to get a listing, this is the perfect opportunity for you to get a listing because these are expired listings where there's 100% equity and the owner's been there less than 5 years. If I close the filter for ownership time, the results will then change. All right, so we're now looking at 14 results. So the reality is there are 14 expired industrial listings in this area where the properties have no mortgage. If I open up ownership time and I say, show me where they've been there between 10 and 20 years. So I'm going to go 10 years to a max of 20 years. Click on apply. All right. So we actually have 5 results. All right, and then you want to go ahead and target these as potential new listings for your business. So, the idea is that we're using Remine to prospect. We're using Remine to look for potential commercial business. Let's go ahead and remove the expired filter, okay? And just so you have an idea, by removing the expired filter, there are 161 properties in this area that have no mortgage, that the owners have been there 10 to 20 years. If I remove the 10 to 20 years and leave have no mortgage, once again, we're looking at a very high number, 635 owners who have no mortgage. Let's remove that one too. And now we're looking at a total, again, of 1,010 industrial properties. If you want to see the sales score on some of these, you're going to click on sales score and we're going to go with high. I want Remine to tell me which properties have a high probability of selling within the next 6 months. And we're left with 0. I am not sure if sales score works for commercial properties. All right, I'm gonna just remove this rectangular shape and see if we get any kind of results. We don't. So it's quite possible that the sales score is not really working for industrial, and I just don't know the answer to that one. I'm gonna go ahead and just not use the sales score. All right, let's draw this shape again and let's remove the sales score. I just don't have the answer to that one, so it possibly works. But I tried it and I got 0 results, and that's not something that usually happens. All right, so absentee owners. Obviously, these are all commercial, industrial properties. So when I click on corporate owned, the majority are going to be corporate owned, okay? So you have 998 out of 1,050. 998 are corporate owned. So you have LLCs and you have all kinds of industrial corporate owned properties in this area. If I open up absentee and I say absentee outside of the state of Florida, how many of these industrial properties in Doral where the owners reside outside of Florida? You have 7. You got 7 owners who don't even live in Florida. They could live in Georgia, they can live in another state or even another country. Okay, so you want to go ahead and target these as possible investors. You can. Okay, we're going to close out the absentee owner. All right, and that again was absentee owner. Now, if you're interested in seeing who here has paid cash for their property, then select cash buyers on the lower left corner. For this, you're going to have to zoom in. All right, so once you zoom in close enough, you're going to see where your cash buyers are. All right. So right there, we have a cash buyer. Right here, we have a cash buyer. And those are industrial buildings in this area where the owners purchased cash. Those results are on the right-hand side. Okay, those results are on the right-hand side, off market, off market. If you want to see the property, click here, and you will see the property now in a preview. So here's the property, and it says this property was purchased by Crossroad 9741 Ltd. 16 years ago. Okay. It is an absentee owner. It's 53,000 square feet. All right, and it's a very large property, and I want you to see all the information that you see here. All right. Now, if I want to, let's say, build some kind of Excel sheet for my target, properties, let me zoom out. Okay. Let me zoom out enough. All right, where I'm covering my entire farming area. All right. So we've got here, all right, let's remove cash buyers and let's select absentee corporate owned, apply. All right, so 1,052 results becomes, 998. Let's remove industrial. All right, let's go back up to add filter. Let's go to type. and let's go to office space. All right. So there are 134 office spaces in this area. All right. That the absentee owner or the owner is corporate owned. So it's a good number. Let me go ahead and now show you how to add them to your cart. So you're going to select all on the upper left corner of the sidebar. You're going to select all. You're going to click on cart, and then we're going to give it a name. So the name is going to be, what is this? Offices in Doral, corporate owned. All right, you're going to select here, create the cart, and then we're going to select add 134 properties to your cart. And on the right-hand side, you will see that 134 properties have been added to your cart. Now, where do you find those properties? On the left-hand side. You're going to select carts on the left-hand side. And now you're going to notice all the carts that I have in my system. So I have all of these carts that I've done in the past. The cart that we just did is offices in Doral, corporate owned, with 134 properties. So once you have properties in your cart, you can select all the properties in the cart. You can export a CSV file. So all you need to do is click on export. Let's give it a name, offices Doral. All right, give it a name, hit export. There you go, success. It says we'll notify you in a few minutes when your download is ready. Okay, so we're going to show you when the download is ready, what the Excel sheet looks like. We have over here send mailers. So if you want to send mailers, you can by selecting send mailers. You're gonna give it a name. Let's call this offices, and then click on build a campaign. All right, so you're using a third-party vendor that is associated with Remine to build a campaign. So for postcards 4.25 by 6 inch, you have 134 postcards. You're gonna design, print, and mail it out for $88.44. So you can design your prospecting postcard directly from your own computer using this program, get them printed and mailed out, all for $88.44. You have 6 by 8.5 inch postcards, 6 by 11 inch postcards, and you have a few letters that you can also design. This is all to assist you with your prospecting efforts from your own computer. All right, let's go ahead and remove that. And then if you want to generate mailing labels for properties in your cart, you'll see over here more, and then you can generate labels. When you generate labels, you'll see that you have property owner or current resident. You're always going after property owner. And then for the address, you're going to go after the property address or the mailing address. In this case, you want to go after the mailing address. Use the Avery 5160 label, which is the most common label used, and then print your labels. As a reminder, we can use IMAP for labels, Realist, RPR, and Remine. So you have many different options to print your labels using our Miami services. When your labels are ready, you would be notified at the very top. I was notified, but I kind of ignored it. But on the left-hand side, you'll see underneath alerts, there is a red number telling me that my labels are, not my labels, but my spreadsheet is ready. And it says here, your download is ready. Click on download, and you will download the spreadsheet. All right. So let me try and show you this spreadsheet real quick. So here's my spreadsheet, and it contains all the information of the property, the owners, where they the mailing address for the owners, the property address, and much, much more, all for your prospecting needs. Okay, so let me stop this share. All right, so all of this is inside of your carts. If you want to delete your cart, you're going to go to the top where it says offices in Doral, corporate owned, click on the little arrow, and then you're going to select delete. If you want to delete just a few properties from your cart, select the properties you want to delete, and then go to more, and you can remove those properties. As a reminder, Remine allows you to have up to 10,000 properties in your cart. So you have an enormous amount of space that you can store your properties in your cart. But once you do reach 10,000, you will need to start removing some of your carts. Okay. All right, so let me finish our presentation by showing you the two filters that are not included with your membership. There is an upgrade to use the two filters that I'm about to show you. So one is called Commercial Location Score. All right, so right here we're looking at this area in Doral, and we're going to remove Absentee Owner. Okay, so we have this many offices. Now we're going to click on the CLS, which is the Commercial Location Score. And let's say I want 80 to 100%. Okay. I'm left with 81 results. This is a very, very central location in Doral for offices. All right, so 80 to 100% commercial location score. It's given an excellent rating to have an office in this area. Now, if this area were very residential, then we wouldn't have a high number of properties with a large commercial location score. So this is going to help you identify on a map properties that have a high commercial location score. And then for rent prediction model, if I open up rent prediction model, I'm going to say, show me properties that would rent between $20 and $25 a square foot. Click on apply, and it's going to give me properties or offices in the area that would rent for between $20 and $25 a square foot. I think that this filter, RPM, rent prediction model, is my favorite of the two because I can immediately target these 35 offices if that's my focus. My focus is to get offices that rent between $20 and $25 a square foot. I can right away target these offices, contact the owners, and see if they're willing to rent or even sell their property. Okay, so that is the rent prediction model. And this is pretty much an overview of how to use Remine for commercial properties. We do want to invite you to a full Remine course where we go over customer engagement, contacts. You're just learning how to use Remine. Today was more of a commercial Remine course. So this is pretty much where it ends. And if you're interested in more Remine training on the residential side, you can join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. for the Remine Pro MLS, CMA, prospecting, and more. Once again, thank you, Connie, for joining us in the chat and answering any of the questions. We want to thank Michelle from Allied Building Inspections. And of course, we want to thank you for joining us and for being Miami members. We look forward to hearing you or seeing from you the very next time. Have a great day, everyone.